All right, so like we've been saying, part of building an efficient practice and building efficient cases is getting your clients involved and knowing how to get all the documents and information into Prima. So that's going to start with the client portal. Let's begin here. If we go to our administrator panel and click on the client portal tab, you'll see we've got a client portal landing page main image and our client portal firm logo. Here's the recommended dimensions for those so that they fit perfectly. Okay, so I've uploaded those already. Now let's go to our last viewed contact, Stephen here. Now we've already created a I-130 case for him, and I've enabled the client portal. Since he has an email address, I just had to click here. That sends him this email. So as you can see here, we've got plenty of information. We've got it sends him an email with his login, his password, and for convenience, they can either click here or click on the client portal button. Okay, so very easy for them to get into it. They can save it. They've got it all right there in their email. And if there's any question about security with that in the future, you can disable it and re-enable it by simply clicking here. It'll send them a new password. So it resets the password and gives them a new link. Here's the client portal. All right. So very pretty. You can customize this image here. You can put your own custom logo here as well. Okay, now I used a plus in that email address, so I have to do this. But now we can actually, I don't want to log in yet because we've enabled the client portal for this contact. Okay, by default, it's not really going to share anything. You need to be in control of that. The law firm or the company, the professional needs to be in control of what you share with your client. So for example, I don't need to share the intake case with them because that's all done. But for this one here, I can either click here, or if I click into the case, there is a little toggle right up here to share in client portal. So that will share this case in the client portal with the client. It's not going to automatically share any of my notes, right? If there's a note I want to share, I could say share this note. Well, let's make it a real note. Let's say client met with attorney today and we discussed his case. Okay, I can save that. And if I want to add that to the portal, I just click here to share it in the client portal. Okay, other things can be shared there as well, but we're going to keep it real simple for now because the main thing your clients are going to need to use in the client portal is the checklist. That is the main thing. Why? Because we want them to upload documents to it to make everyone's life easier, right? It means they don't have to come into the office to hand you papers. They can take a picture with their smartphone and upload it right there. Let me show you how it looks. Here we are inside the client portal. Let's log in now. And your client, when they log into the client portal, they will see the most recent case, which is open. Now, I only have one open case for this individual, so it's very simple. This is their case, got their case number, the title. And the first thing you can see here is the checklist. All right, so if they have their passport photos to upload, this is mobile friendly and they can do it right from there. They can upload a picture, right? If they take a picture of their birth certificate, they will click here and they can upload that document here. Okay, so for example, let's upload this as a birth certificate. We'll pretend it's a birth certificate. Okay. And let's upload one more item. Let's say this was for judgment of divorce, and I know that this is really just a picture, but we can pretend. And now we've uploaded 3 items to the client portal. Okay, and you can see this one's grayed out because there's nothing for them to see here now. Same with files, forms, not going to have anything there, payments, notes. We did share that note. So that note is visible to the client in the client portal. Again, the checklist is going to be the main thing. If we want to send them a payment link, we can do that. Then they'll see the invoice and the payment link here as well. But let's stick with the checklist because if you can get your client to do this, that is like 90% of the time that you're going to save right there. So let's go back into Prima now. Let's just refresh this page. So we're at that case page, and you can see these 3 items are now in purple, right? Because that item has been provided. Now, We didn't check it off automatically because this is something the assistant or the attorney should be reviewing, right? They can view either a thumbnail there, or they can download it and take a look at it. Make sure that it's right, and when it is, then they can check that off, right? This is a manual control. You need this in place for security, security, but also accuracy, right? We don't want runaway stuff being uploaded and maybe it's missing a corner or something like that, right? So when you're meeting with the client, right at the beginning, after they hire you for the case, you want to communicate with them that in your firm, the way you work is you have a client portal. They can upload documents to there if they're able to, and then you'll get notifications, because you do. You'll get notifications here. If we go up to our notification center or if we check our email, we're going to get notified that this case was created, that these documents have been uploaded to the portal. So we will see these things happening. We can check them. And once we have all the information, probably a follow-up interview with an assistant, then we can start assembling information into the forms. But getting the client to use the checklist is a big deal. You'll see on the checklist here the organization, things like these headings. I recommend you keep those there. Don't ignore them. We will talk about that more when it comes to package assembly. But one of the most important things, again, that you should know is that getting your client to use the client portal is a big win. All right? And that's how easy it is to use Prima.Law.